guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another late night, very wet, creepy horror film review. Tonight we're going back to 1940 and we're looking at a film called The Ghost Breakers, which is available here in this two movie set of the remake of The Cat and the Canary and the Ghost Breakers. It's a great edition released by Eureka. It comes with two movies on one Blu-ray, starring Paulette Goddard and Bob Hope. So let's see if there's any special features on the disc. So this is the main menu for The Ghost Breakers, which is a double bill with The Cat and the Canary. I will click on it, but it might go into the film. If it does, I will just stop this one, but just to see if there is any special features. So if it doesn't click onto anything, then there is none. Oh, we do. So here we go. We have the film. We have the film with English subtitles and audio commentary with Kevin Lyons and Jonathan Rigby. We have a radio adaptation, Screen Directors Playhouse from 1949, and a trailer. So that is the special effects. The special features on The Ghost Breakers. So a bit of a surprise, there is a couple on there which is really cool, and I'm hoping there will be some with the other film. I was going to review The Cat and the Canary, but I've already done the original silent movie a couple of years back on my channel, so I thought, well, let's have a look at Ghost Breakers instead. So let's have a look at the story. So this is about Mary Carter, played by Paulette Goddard, and she's inherited this castle on Black Island, which is near Cuba, apparently, and she is inherited this, but everyone's trying to warn her off to not take it because it's haunted and all this. But there's a reason why they're saying this. They're trying to put her off it, but it doesn't deter her from wanting to get this island. So she says, no, I will sign the papers and have the island, and I will go out and have this castle. So she's planning to do this. Meanwhile, we meet Larry Lawrence, played by Bob Hope, and he plays like a radio sort of not DJ, but sort of like a radio kind of personality, and he's telling the story over there of Francisco Ramon Medrez, who's played by Anthony Quinn, a very young Anthony Quinn, and he's like a gangster, and he's got like a kind of rapport going with them, because they've got like a guy called Raspy, played by Tom Duggan, and he sort of like gives information to Larry to put on the radio, and Larry says the wrong things on the radio, and Ramon starts going after him and goes to visit him and gets killed. And first of all, Larry thinks it's him because he shoots this gun, but it isn't him, it's somebody else. So he now thinks that he's wanted by this gangster, so he wants to now get out of town. And the police turn up to investigate this sort of murder that's happened in this hotel, and Larry's hid inside Mary's trunk, where it's going to be going off onto the ship, where she's going to go off to the Black Island. Anyway, the whole fiasco carries on, and they go off on the boat. And we also meet Francisco, who is Ramon's brother, also played by Anthony Quinn. He's supposed to be his what's the word I'm looking for? Twin brother. I'm trying to think of the servant's name of Larry. We meet his servant, who's wonderful. He's this black guy, and he's really really funny in the film. It's really cool. And he's also come along to help protect Larry. And then they all arrive eventually in the third part of the film into the island and this castle. Is it haunted? Is there ghosts? Is there zombies on the island? Because there are zombies on this island. It's a very strange sort of like story. So let's get to the final verdict. I thought this was absolutely wonderful. Really, really, really cool film. I'm going to score an amazing watch and give it an 8 out of 10. It's really cool. It is a spoof sort of horror film. It's very, very cool. It sort of broke up into 3 parts. The first part is around the sort of character building where we meet Mary and Larry and all the other characters in the hotel, and we have this murder taking place. The second part is on the boat where all these, when they're going off to this island, when all these characters are there, sort of like, again, sort of like all trying to outdo one another, whilst poor Larry's just trying to survive everything. And the third part is in the castle, where it comes to the horror element of the film. It would have got a more score, but it would have got a higher score, shall I say, if it didn't try to it overcomplicated itself when we got to the castle. There's too many little storylines going on. We've got this sort of ghost storyline going on. We've got this sort of trying to scare Mary away from the island story going on. We've got these zombies going on. There's so many little bits all going around, which none of it really gets kind of resolved apart from the Mary story. But it is kind of like quite wacky and out there, but it's also very, very cool. It's very, very good. It's a charming 1940s comedy horror film, and I absolutely loved it. It was just a perfect, well, it's absolutely chucking it down outside, and I just thought, well, I'm going to sit in the dark and I'm going to watch this old 1940s film, and I had a wonderful time. It's really, really cool. The pluses of the edition, it looks stunning, absolutely stunning. So I'm sure the Cat and Canary is going to look just as good. I believe Paulette Goddard also stars in that with Bob Hope. I've never seen this edition. I've only ever seen the original version of that. But this was a really cool film. Like I said, the only issue I had with it, it overcomplicates itself rather than just keeping it quite simple and quite sort of slapstick with the ghosts and the sort of like, you know, it's kind of like, it does remind me of like the Cat and the Canary, where the sort of people that work in the house are trying to scare all the people off in there that are trying to inherit the house. And this was the kind of same sort of thing, but then they introduced more things into it, like the gangsters and the zombies. But it's still really, really cool. I had an amazing time with it. I do recommend watching it if you can see it. The Ghost Breakers, it's an amazing film. Really cool. Massive shout out to my lads. See you soon, guys.